Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is 9 a.m. Eastern U.S. time on Thursday, the 14th of September, 2014. Thanks for joining me yet again for probably the 1200th Trader Bite. We keep chugging along. Uh, derivatives trading. Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. This morning's market stance. We came in yesterday and we looked at the markets and we saw that it was unchanged, just slightly down. Um, but overall, the primary hypothesis for yesterday was higher, and that's what we ended up getting. Today, it's more of the same, uh, except we're a little more in the red today. RBOB gasoline is the only thing that's unchanged. Remember, there was a big draw on gasoline yesterday on the crude oil number. But the leader of the pack today is crude oil. Crude oil got to 49.95, 49.98 overnight, 49.98 on the October contract, and is currently trading 49.89. It is up 1.2%. The laggard today is the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is off a fair amount, 27 and a half points this morning. So that's how things are shaping up as far as news is concerned. Nothing really tremendous. The Bank of England met today. We're nothing unusual there. Um, there's not much news to talk about. Not much driving the markets here today. There's talk of a another nuke test by North Korea at some point, which is likely to give the markets a little bit of jitter, and we may be seeing that already. The market's trading near session lows. So that's where we stand. As far as what we're expecting today in terms of further releases, we did get CPI this morning in the US. CPI came in stronger, 0.4% versus 0.3. Ex-food and energy, 0.2 versus 0.2. Looks like the video is not doing so hot. We're buffering a little bit. Um, I'm seeing that as well. I apologize. It seems like my connection is not so stable this morning at home. So we'll keep chugging along though. Um, we got initial claims as well this morning. We're looking for natural gas at 10:30 Eastern, and then and that's it as far as releases. Speakers though, we do get two ECB speakers. We have ECB speaker Weidemann at 11:30 Eastern in Frankfurt, and at noon Eastern we get ECB speaker Mersch. Um, so that's all that's all we're expecting for today. Not much on the calendar to talk about, and not much on the news. By the way, for those of you in the U.S., in case you have not heard about the Equifax leak, about one of every two adults in the U.S. Have had their information, their personal identifying information leaked or hacked by one of the major credit rating agencies. So if you have not done so, I suggest you go to the Equifax. I don't have the link in front of me, but I suggest you go to the Equifax site um, and check to see if you're one of the people who had a leak happen. The way this has been handled has been a disaster for the company, but this is more of a public service announcement. Make sure your name is not on the list of people that got compromised. If it is, I suggest you do not sign up with their identity protection offer, since I believe it prevents you from suing them or being a party to a class action suit. There are many outlets out there for identity protection, and you should sign up. Your identity may be compromised, including whatever trading accounts you may have. Anyway, back to business. Yesterday, As far as what we were expecting, here's what we were looking for yesterday. We were looking for, the market was looking weak from for most of the session. Here's what actually happened. Here's what it looked like. Look at this trade. Let me expand this since the range was so poor yesterday. Look at this trade. It opens in value, goes right to value low, so it pokes through value low, right? This is what we expected and talked about in the morning. Pushes up and through the point of control of the session, consolidates at the point of control, moves up to value high right here, almost on the dot, and then consolidates some more, and then there it is, takes off at the end of the session, and we end up pushing pushing the overnight high yesterday. And so overall, Hypo One was completely on board, and it's to be expected. We're in balance. We're near highs. This is how it normally behaves. So that's where we ended up yesterday. I hate doing that. I keep bringing up the wrong chart as soon as I click. Um, that's what we had yesterday. Here's what's happened overnight. We finished strong yesterday, so the expectation was for us to push a little bit higher. That was unsuccessful. The point of control is in the middle of the range. If the point of control had been near highs, there would have been a high probability for this to continue higher into the overnight session. It did not. The market came back and stabilized at the point of control. So you notice the day session point of control, which is right here. This is the day session profile. This is the overnight profile, the dark one. And you notice the point of control stabilizes in the same spot almost as the prior night. And then it just holds steady until just now around the BOE news. It holds until then, and it just pulls back to the exact mid of the gap zone we have left behind from a couple days ago. So the exact mid, that's a key area for me. And it went right to it, and it's bouncing back up. Fair amount of resistance this morning available, potential resistance available. This morning's idea, and I'm going to cut this short because it is buffering a lot this morning. The system is not performing very well. So we we start to incorporate yesterday's action into this profile to see if we get a point of control shift. There's the point of control shift. See how the black line moves from 85.50 to 92.75. That's our new point of control, and the volume yesterday was puts the odds puts the action squarely on the upper end of the range this morning. We're likely to test that overnight that gap zone, which is also exactly the MCLVN. We tested it overnight. So this morning the expectation is for the market to open, become responsive. I'm looking for responsive up to 92, consolidate, and then I'm looking for it to start pulling down. The caveat to this plan, the caveat to the auction actually operating within its normal parameters is expiration tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot of delta hedging and a lot of action is going to be taking place in the future to hedge against options in cash and options on futures. And so it may not perform so well, but the expectation is that the market would start to rotate up and fail and rotate back down. If we open up and immediately push down, we get our impulse down early, then we're likely to stabilize and extend into the prior point of control and then move up later in the session. But I expect it to stabilize right around 24.8550 to 24.83. So 80, well, that's a bad 8. 83 to 85 is likely to be the low of the session here today. That's what I'm looking for. On the trader bite have dropped. I expected them to drop through the summer, and they continue to hold near lows here from about 600 to about 340 to 400 or so. I'd love to get some thoughts from you, the listener. on why that might be, what may be causing that. I know trading has not been so exciting, so I know that people are putting their attention elsewhere for the time being until the market kind of unlocks. But if there are things that are causing folks that you think are causing folks not to be interested, let me know, and I'll try to I'll try to make sure that the broadcast is up to date. It's not worth my time if it's not useful. It's definitely not worth your time. Okay, so the goal is to get some feedback. The way to give me feedback is either through my site, futurestrader71.com/contact, or just comment on the video. Go to the YouTube page, comment on the video, and I'd be happy to respond there. Good luck, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care.